and welcome to Cause for Paws. I'm your host, Connie Carter, and I welcome all of you TV viewers to a wonderful show we're having today. We have a lot of surprises for you. We have a lot of lovely little doggies, and we have a special guest. A very, very special guest with lots of very, very good information. And of course, we have hints from the Heartland. And right now, what I'd like to do is introduce our special guest to you today. And I don't want anybody to leave your seats because it's a very jam-packed show today. Her name is Tami Santelli. I hope I pronounced that correctly. She is the, see how good my memory is? Hold on, folks. She is the Maryland State Director for the Humane Society of the United States, which I know everybody knows about. And welcome, Tami.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're very, very fortunate to have you here today. We want to thank you so much for coming and spending some time and sharing some of the information that is so important to the citizens of Bowie. But first, I have to tell you that I'm missing my dream bag, which is in my bag over there. So somebody's going to have to get it out of my bag because it's a very special dream bag. It's a little round thingy that I like to keep here for dreams and wishes and hopes of the future. And I think it's coming. I think it might be coming. Oh, maybe not. It's a little blue round zippered bag. But while she's doing that, oh, there it is. Okay, throw it over. Yay! There you go. See, folks? Dream. So we're going to put that there because at the end of the show, we're going to pull out a special dream. Okay. So, Tami, back. I told you. It's all fun and games here. So, Tami, can you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Sure. So I'm the Maryland State Director for the Humane Society of the United States, and we have state directors in, I think, 40 states now. And our job is to be the point person for our organization in the state. And a lot of what we do is legislative work. So I lobby in Annapolis when the General Assembly is in session. I do some grassroots outreach. We hold meetings in communities. I work with local animal shelters. If we had any kind of disaster in Maryland, I would sort of be hopefully involved in doing that. So just sort of whatever happens in Maryland that involves animal protection that Humane Society of the U.S. wants to be involved in, I would help with.
Wow. You know, I first met you, it's been, I don't know, a number of months. I first met you at Votes for Animals meeting. Mm-hmm. And because I just started going to Votes for Animals, that's an organization that is works just for animal legislation. Mm-hmm. They also do the lobbying. And I know you go and sit in on all of these bills and things that go through the General Assembly, which to me, they speak another language out there. I mean, I just don't understand the whole regimen, but you do. And it's lucky that we have somebody that follows that like you do. And I know that Votes for Animals, which is another organization that I think everybody out there needs to be very involved in, and you could go votesanimals.org and check their website out because it's very, very crucial that we protect the animals, and they do such good work. Some of the bills, and I guess they're called bills, and see, I'm just getting used to this legal stuff here, folks. Some of the bills that they've been successful in getting passed, and I guess that's the right wording, so correct me if I am incorrect, where there was a couple. One of them was the puppy mill law. Is that what I'm going to call it?
You could call it that, yeah.
Okay. And tell me about, and for anybody who, and I'm just going to get on my soapbox for just a second, well, for about 2 minutes. Puppy, some of the pet stores, there are some stores out there that sell animals. And I personally don't agree with that. That encourages puppy mills. And puppy mills, are, in my opinion, are not just the ones that are, hey, I'm a puppy mill. There are what I call backyard puppy mills, that there's somebody in their basement that raises and breeds puppies just for money. And then there are the stores who sell them, and they get them from out of state and all over the place to sell in stores. And that encourages the puppy mills to breed these poor animals. And I personally don't agree with puppy mills, because I've seen some of the rescues, because I know we had a show once on puppy mill rescues, and it's very sad what these dogs are put through just to breed and just to put money in somebody's pocket. So that's my soapbox. I don't agree with puppy mills. So tell me what this bill, this puppy mill bill, is about.
Sure. So before we talk about the bill that passed, so there have been bills addressing puppy mills in Maryland for years. And part of the problem that we ran into every year when we came into the hearing was that legislators would say, well, how many puppy mills are there in Maryland? How do we know if it's really a problem? And it was hard to say, because there is no statewide law requiring commercial dog breeders to be licensed in Maryland. A lot of states have that. A lot of states have state laws that require them to be licensed and have inspections and set up basic standards of care for the puppies and things like that. And Maryland doesn't. And a lot of the counties do have some kind of local ordinances, but there was no way to know without going county by county and trying to figure out how they do it and what's in each county. So after trying for several years to do some sort of more comprehensive legislation, what we ended up doing in 2011 was a bill that required commercial dog breeders to be licensed by the counties, because most counties already had that system in place, and then required them to report that information to the state once a year, so that hopefully there will be a state agency that has all of the information about large-scale dog breeders. And that probably wouldn't get at what you're talking about with backyard breeders, but you're right that sometimes even if they have a small number of dogs, they can be kept in really horrible conditions. But it's a start.
It is a start,
and it will hopefully help answer that question about how many of these large facilities are there.
Yeah, I know that. I know that people, and I've seen it. I used to go to malls and way back when, where they had the doggies in the cage, and you just want to save all of them. You want to just take them all. But, there's so many homeless animals in the shelter that are being euthanized because these puppies or these doggies, that when they're purchased from these pet stores, they don't know what they're getting. They don't realize, they don't have the education to properly care for the animal. They don't know to take it to obedience training. They don't know to properly, take the time to house train it. They don't know all of these things. They don't given that education. So they get tired of it, or little Joey leaves college and they don't want it anymore, and it turns up in the shelter. And these poor animals are getting euthanized, and until we can stop that horrible homeless animal situation, I think the puppy mills are a hazard to our health. That's the way I feel. Right. That's the way I feel.
Yeah.
So so I think that's a very important law that was passed. And I know that we had was it Lobby Day last year, and it's on a special day every year, correct?
That's right. Yeah, usually it's mid-February, during the middle of the week and during the day, so sometimes it's hard for folks to take off from work, but it's a great event. I think last year was our 5th year doing it, and
wow.
We started off with 10 or 15 people that came, and this year we had 125, so it's really grown.
Now, I didn't know what Lobby Day was. I figured, okay, you go chain yourself to, you put dog ears or cat ears on, you go chain yourself to a doorknob. I didn't know. I thought, oh, that's weird. But it really isn't. The delegates and the senators are very open to talking, and they actually know it's Lobby Day, and they accept you and they listen to you. So it's really not bad.
No, it's good, in fact.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So people out there, keep an eye out for Lobby Day. go to Votes for Animals, and I think you have it on your website, do you not?
We do, yep, humanesociety.org.
humanesociety.org, and and also if you want to get updates on any of the legislation that's going on, I certainly suggest you go, and I think they could sign up on your website for updates. Is that true?
For our alerts, yeah, our action alerts.
Go on and sign up for your action alerts, and then go votesanimals.org and sign up, and they will keep you updated as well, because that's the way I was getting my updates as well. It's very, very informative. Okay, so that was one of the bills that was passed in 2011. So then another one was the animal cruelty, and I'm very interested in that, because I am so emphatic about having an animal cruelty registry, animal abuser registry. So tell me a little bit about that bill.
Yeah, so this was a bill that seemed like it should have been a no-brainer bill, but it was around for a couple of years, and it just allows judges to prohibit people convicted of cruelty from owning animals for a period of time. So, and I think it ended up being just the period of probation, so I think in Maryland it's up to 5 years. But just sort of a common sense way to strengthen the animal cruelty codes, just by saying if you've been actually convicted of abusing an animal, maybe you shouldn't own an animal for a certain period of time. And there's also psychological counseling in the Maryland Animal Cruelty Code, so that helps too, I think.
Well, you know, people think that, oh, I should get a little soapbox and put Connie on it, because here I go again. On the animal cruelty, animal abuse, right now what we're trying to do is educate the children. And it is a firm belief, and I know they've done a lot of research, and they've discovered that if a child abuses an animal, their chances of coming out to being an abusive adult and going into, I can't believe anything stronger than animal abuse, but other crimes of abuse and violence, that is sort of like, for lack of a nasty word, this is really nasty, their training ground for how to be violent when they're adults. So we have to educate our children how to be kind to animals, because that way there won't be that animal abuse when they get older. Teaches them to be kind when they're the most impressionable. So, I mean, see, I'm so full of it, aren't I?
Well, that's
Don't anybody
true.
say it. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's a lot of research has been done on that, so that's really good. Another one which I think is the bottom line to homeless or overpopulation, and that's the spaying and neutering. I tout it every program. Every time I see it, I've got it all over my car. Spay and neuter. You got to spay and neuter. Why? Because there are so many homeless animals. So now I know that I'm very excited that the state of Maryland has a spay neuter task force. So tell me about that.
Yeah, and that is something that I worked very closely with Maryland Votes for Animals on. They were sort of the initiator of that effort, and it's been a really great task force. We had meetings starting last year in November. They're tasked with coming up with more funding for spay-neuter programs and to figure out a way to distribute the money around the state. So a lot of states have statewide funds, and the money isn't coming from taxes, or the government isn't just appropriating a lot of money into this fund, but the money is generated from surcharges on dog tags, or surcharge on rabies fees, or you know, a small surcharge on pet food. You know, just the money can be generated a lot of different ways, license plates. So this task force is looking at all the other ways that other states do it, and how that money can be distributed, whether it is distributed by grants to different, you know, nonprofit organizations that are already doing this work in Maryland, or if it you know, goes to help folks with low income if they wouldn't be able to afford it otherwise. So there's all kinds of ways that these kinds of programs can work. So, and that bill was passed in 2011, setting up the task force, and then this year in 2012, the task force was extended. The task force was only supposed to last for a year originally, but we definitely needed some more time. So.
Yeah, because I know it got a late start.
It did.
So they had to extend it for another year, and the viewers can get information on this on voteanimals.org and humanesociety.org. So, I mean, I've gone to, I think all of the I think I went to all the meetings. I think I might have missed one, but I went to them, and it's a huge task force.
Big, yep.
It's huge. It has people from, wow, just about every vets. They have different rescue groups and
shelters.
It's shelters. It's amazing the amount of knowledge that they had there. I was just so overwhelmed with it seems like such an easy solution. And it would be wonderful if we had a little money tree that we could say, okay, let's just do it. Anybody who wants to spay or neuter their animal, you do it for free. I don't care if you're rich, you're poor, I don't care, just get it done. Because when you do that, and I think actually, you know what, I think we're going to take a quick break right now, and we're going to run a PSA on the overpopulation and the spay-neuter. So I would like everybody to hang tight and stay with us, because you're going to enjoy this PSA, and then we'll be right back with Tammy and some very cute little doggies. If you allow 2 dogs and their surviving offspring to breed for 6 years, in that time you'll have produced 67,000 dogs. If you allow 2 cats and their surviving offspring to breed for 10 years, in that time, you'll have produced 80,399,780 cats. Please help us end this tragic overpopulation problem by spaying or neutering your pets. Each day, 70,000 puppies and kittens are born in the United States. As long as these birth rates exist, there will never be enough homes for all the animals. As a result, millions of healthy, loving cats, dogs, kittens, and puppies face early death as a form of animal control. Others are left to fend for themselves against automobiles, the elements, animals, and cruel humans. What can you do to stop the suffering? Please spay or neuter your pet to prevent more homeless animals, because they are a cause for pause. Thank you. Did everybody enjoy that? So following that wonderful PSA about spaying and neutering, I wanted to just, before we go to the doggies, I know, I'm just baiting you, aren't I? The carrot that holds you. Prince George's County Animal Facility in Upper Marlboro, Brown Station Road, they have a low-cost spay-neuter. And there's going to be a phone number up on the screen. It's 301-254-8151, and they'll put that up so you can see it. But I'm going to repeat that phone number, 301-254-8151, and that is low-cost spay-neuter. Now, they opened in July 7th, actually, Tammy. They opened July 7th, where are we, 2012, 2011, 2010. No, 2011. They opened in 2011. July 7th was the ribbon. They opened it. They were just doing their own. When they adopted out an animal, they would do the spay-neutering right there. And then in August, they opened it up to everybody in the county. They have now opened it up to anybody, any county, anywhere. Just come on in and just call and make an appointment. You bring the kitty or doggy in the morning, and you pick it up in the afternoon. It's spayed and neutered. And the prices start at $65 for a standard spay up to 20 pounds. That is phenomenal, because it costs like $300+ if you go to a vet. Now, we've also talked to a lot of vets, and the thing that the question was, will the vets be concerned about losing business? Well, no, because there's so many other things that the vets can do. with the preventative care and the health checks and things like that. So they are totally for the spay-neutering, low-cost spay-neutering. So, folks, you need help, you want low-cost spay-neuter, call the Prince George's Animal Management Facility at, well, this is the Spay Spot section because it's in a side room over there. But they do a wonderful job. And actually, they have gone over the 2,000 animal mark. They're well over 2,000 spayed neutered over the year. And they want more. They're not busy enough, folks. So that's my other soapbox. So I think we need to go see a doggy, because I know there's a cute little doggy out there who needs a home. So let's see who we can find. Who shall we do today? Let's do a Chihuahua. I think everybody's going to love this Chihuahua. Tammy, you're going to love this Chihuahua.
I'm sure.
Let's see the Chihuahua. Okay, you're so tiny, you just slip right by me. This is a little ball energy. This is a little Chihuahua. And its main color is brown. He's got a little touch of white here and there. He's very, very cute. He's 1 year old, isn't he? Oh, he dances. He dances. He's a very, very sweet little boy. Little male Chihuahua, short hair Chihuahua. So, you know, there's not a lot of grooming. And even if you brush him, there's not a lot of body to brush. So he's a sweet. I bet you he'd be a great lap dog. He'd be really, really cute. You guys need to come see him. He's a sweetheart. He's very, very precious, and he is a love. 1 year old male Chihuahua. Come see him right away. You're gonna love him. Say, come adopt me now. Okay, so that was your tease. We got some more comments, so don't go away. So, Tammy. Okay, so let's see. There's a couple other things that I'm interested in learning more about. And that is, there was another one in 2000. Before we go to 2012, I know everybody's interested in 2012, what we're doing now. But I still want to update everybody on 2011 because there are also very, very important laws that went through. One of them was the pet protective orders. That's interesting.
Yeah, this has been a relatively new issue that's been coming up in state legislatures, really highlighting what you were mentioning before about the link between animal cruelty and other kinds of violence. So this, and oftentimes there's a link between domestic violence and animal abuse. So the abuser in a domestic violence situation is not only just abusing the human victim, but also abusing the animals in the house, sometimes to sort of further intimidate the human victim in the situation. So a lot of states have been passing laws that allow the inclusion of protections for pets in protective orders in domestic violence cases, so temporary restraining orders or things like that. So finally, that bill was around for several years, and finally it passed in 2011. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, what I hear over and over is that these bills have been around for a few years. How hard is it for some of these bills? I mean, is it normal for a bill to be around for years before it's actually passed?
Yeah.
Made into a law?
Yeah, that's a good question, and it's totally normal, unfortunately.
Wow.
And part of it is because the Maryland General Assembly is only in session for 90 days out of the year. So,
oh my heavens, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's very short session. So a lot of times, you know, if it's an issue that legislators need to be educated on, it's just not possible to do everything in one session.
Wow. So what does one do? It's sort of like when they're in session, you work with them. Do you ever work around when they're out of session? Because, you know, I know delegates and senators, and I know them personally as well. So is it something that you continue to lobby, but maybe on a more personal level? Or I don't know. Or is it you just stick to when they're in session?
No, there's definitely work that's done during the interim. It's a little tricky because they all have other jobs, or most of them have other jobs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and they generally don't really start, if they're like the task forces, the spay neuter task force, that will be meeting hopefully in the fall, and it could have met over the summer. So things like that are going on if legislators are on task forces. But other than that, I mean, they have other things they're doing, and they generally don't start thinking about legislation until the fall. But that said, during the interim is a great time for just residents of Maryland to meet with their legislators because they're back in the district. So, you know, definitely
That's true.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for that kind of meeting.
Yeah, and they could also email their senators and their delegates to remind them that they are watching and they would like them to act on a certain bill or when they come back into session. I think that also, I also heard that you probably could benefit by going onto, I guess, their website and signing up for notifications from them and sort of start to get in more contact with them. And then when they come in session, maybe go to their get-togethers and things like that, be more active. So anybody out there, you know, it doesn't take much time. You just go to one or two and get a shuttle going, big bus.
Yeah.
But, you know, go in and visit them and become more active because the animals can't speak. They don't have any, they only have us to speak for them. So they depend on us. And a lot of times we depend on them because people don't realize just how important pets are to one's life. They lower your blood pressure. They're really fun. They're good. I should bring my doggie in. I have to tell you a quick story. The viewers will enjoy this. My doggie, I adopted my doggie, Timmy. Timmy, if you're watching, go lay down. Anyway, Timmy I adopted from the county facility on October 31st, Halloween. It'll be 3 years this coming October. And when I first went in to see him, they said he was a certain breed, and I was, the picture was really not all that great, which goes to a whole nother subject. But I went in to see him, and I walked in, and before I walked in, they said, "Oh, you want to see the grouchy one?" And I thought I should have had a inkling of what I was about to see when she said that. I walk in, and poor Timmy, he was in his little tiny kennel, and he saw me, and I thought if that door, that chain door was not there, he would have taken my face apart. He would have eaten me alive. He was so angry, and he was coming at me, and showed his teeth, and he was angry. And so I had heard that, you know, there were two rescues were looking at him, but they turned him down because he was grouchy. So what am I going to do? I said, I gotta like talk to this dog. So I sat down on the floor, and when I sat down on the floor, he got down, stopped barking, went over on his back, and started whimpering. And I said, he's coming home with me. So this dog, who was meaner than a junkyard dog when I met him, has turned into the most wonderful doggy with just a little love. He will let me do anything to him. And believe me, I've had to do some things. He's got things stuck in his little rectum, and I've had to help him there. I have to help him with his paws and with his ears, and he's wonderful. So, you know, when they're in a shelter like that, they're confined and they're stressed and they're all worked up and they just don't understand. So people need to understand that just about any dog is worth it. All you got to do is show them just a little love and they will pay you back. Oh, I'm on my soap opera all night tonight. Oh, okay. All right. So this is a good one. I'm very interested in dogs in restaurants.
Dogs in
restaurants. I like this one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this one.
Yeah. Okay. So it just gives restaurants the opportunity to allow dogs in outdoor areas if they want to. So it doesn't. It's sort of up to the individual restaurant, and there's. I think they have to come to let the health department know that they're doing it or something. But yeah, it's an option.
So in Bowie, So we can call up, because there's a few restaurants in Bowie that have outdoor seating. So we can call the restaurant and say, hey, do you allow my doggy in your outdoor seating? And
yeah, you absolutely could do that.
now, they don't have to allow. They have the option of allowing if they want, though.
Right.
Correct?
Yep.
Folks.
Get on it.
Get on it. You know, get on it. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, fun.
We might have a little doggy get together on the party on the outdoor. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Get on it, folks. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I think we need another doggy. Let's go see another doggy.
Yep.
Okay. I gotta go. I gotta warm up my glasses and my shawl. Okay. What shall we see this time, Tammy? How about Samson? Samson is a Shepherd Lab mix. Oh, Samson was a precious little one. Well, large one. Enjoy Samson. Hi, Samson. Let's see if I can get his ears up. Hi, baby. Samson is about a year and a half. He is a neutered male. Is he cute or what? Let's get a picture of his close-up of his face. Hi, Samson. Oh, gosh, he's cute. This is a very laid-back dog. I mean, he's hot right now, but he's just really sweet. He's not wild and crazy on the leash, as you can see. 1.5-year-old neutered male. He's a Shepherd mix, and he is way, way, way too cute. He needs a forever home, so you got to come see him right away. Hey, go give him a hot dog. Go give that little boy a hot dog. He's being a good boy. Here we go. Oh, look at his tail wagging. He's a happy dog. Happy dog. He is, oh, I got a hot dog. I got a hot dog. What? I got a hot dog.
I will try some.
Yeah, that reminds me of that commercial, bacon strips. Bacon strips, bacon strips. If I had thumbs, I'd get it myself.
Good dog.
He's very cute.
Good dog.
Come see him. 1.5-year-old Shepherd mix, neutered male. His name is Samson. Come see him. Hurry up. Okay, wasn't Samson cute? Wasn't Samson cute?
So cute.
He was really a good doggy. Man, he was just laid back. I see, he was sweet. I'll tell you something, all those dogs, they get out and they just, like somebody has turned a switch. It's like they're a nervous wreck because they've been pinned up. And people don't understand that. So they just need a little bit of love, a little bit of attention, and they just calm right down, especially if you rub their ears. They love rubbing their ears. Okay, back to legislation. Okay, so now we're going to talk about another this is interesting because I really get scared when I see anybody with antifreeze on the ground. So they had antifreeze safety law. So tell me about that one. That's interesting.
Yeah, so so a lot of people don't know this, but antifreeze, well, most of your viewers probably know this. Antifreeze is actually incredibly poisonous, and it also has a sweet taste to it. They put sweetener in it, so it's pretty dangerous to pets and wildlife. And accidental deaths, sometimes it has been used to poison in neighbor disputes and things like that. So a lot of states have passed legislation to require the addition of a bittering agent so that at least it doesn't taste so sweet, so that animals aren't attracted to it. And so that's what was passed in 2011.
Wow. I often wonder, why would they make antifreeze taste sweet? That is the most ridiculous thing. There must be, maybe there's just something that they had to put in it that it just happened to taste sweet and they had no alternative. But that's good. I'm glad, because at least they won't go after it, I would hope, because that scares me, because antifreeze has always been, I see that green stuff running down, and I just ask them, just at least hose it down. And since you got it down, to just really water it down, wash it away, get it away, so that the animals don't get into it, because it's so dangerous. I think there's a lot of things that people, and I can understand that, you don't know. There's a lot of things I didn't realize until I, got into volunteering and working with animals closely. There's a lot of things that that are harmful to animals that you just don't realize. So hopefully, you know, through shows like this, we educate the public. And if anybody has any questions, you can always email me at cause4paws, and that's CAUSEFORPAWS 70 at yahoo.com, and they'll put that up on the screen too. Cause4paws 70 at yahoo.com. Please email your questions or comments, suggestions, whatever. I'll be happy to answer you and answer you on the phone. By the way, I have to do a shout out to a little kitty, a new forever home she has gotten. Her name is Ginger. Hi, Ginger. Meow. It's a little meow, little kitty. She was just adopted from the county facility. She came home today, and she is Tom and Terry. And you got yourself a new little kitty, and we're very, very happy for you. And she's a sweetheart. She's a ginger tabby. I don't see ginger tabbies that much. Okay, so I would like to run into I want to talk about something else. Now, I know you're with the Humane Society, and I'm going to put my glasses on again. So I got this little thing in the mail asking for a donation, which I did, of course. And it says 7 steps to a happier pet. And some of these things are very, very interesting, I think. One of them is make sure your pet wears an identification tag to enable him to be returned to you if lost. Now, let's see if there's anything here that says that. No, there isn't. Which leads me to my next statement, and that is microchipping. Microchipping. Microchipping is very, 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 very important. Now, I'm going to find my little thing on microchipping. Here you go. Okay, microchipping. And this came off of a Home Again website, and Bowie Claw, we have microchip clinics. By the way, we're having a microchip clinic September 22nd at Dogs and Cats Vet Referral in Bowie. And we do it for $25. You come in, you do your microchip, your doggy, your kitty. We help you register, because once you put the microchip in the animal, it's worthless until you register. If you don't register, you might as well just flush your money down the toilet and go home, because it ain't going to do you a lick of good. So I wanted to read this to you because I think it really is very important. I think this is something that everybody needs to know. A pet microchip creates a forever bond between you and the pet you love. And together with the Home Again Pet Recovery System, you'll give your pet the best chance of coming back home to you. I bet you didn't know this. 1 in 3 pets, that's a big number, goes missing during its lifetime. And without proper ID, 90% never return home. A microchip for dogs and cats gives the best protection with permanent ID that can never be removed or become impossible to read. Every month, Home Again reunites 10,000 pets with the people that love them. A pet microchip is the first step. A microchip implant takes just seconds at your veterinarian's clinic, and then your pet has permanent ID that will last its entire lifetime. The final step is to register your pet's microchip with Home Again. Put your pet's safety first. A tiny microchip about the size of a grain of rice helps keep you connected with your pet you love forever. Microchip your pet. Now, I feel very strongly about a couple things. One of them is spay-neuter and microchipping. Column, subtitle to microchipping, register that microchip. And if you move, if you change your phone number, if you change owners, you need to update your microchip. Otherwise, because somebody called me, I found this lovable cat. Found it, it's in my garage, can't get rid of it. It's just craving for attention. I went and scanned it, because we have scanners. You email me, I'll come and scan that pet if you find it, and it didn't have a microchip. And then there was another, so now we're looking for its owners. It's been 2 weeks, can't find its owners. It had an owner because it's too friendly. So we can't find the owner, no microchip. So we're trying to now find a new home for it. And then I had another one that said, I found this cat. I said, okay, I'll come down and scan it. It's got a microchip. Yay! So I thought, I call, and they gave me the information. They never updated the microchip. The phone numbers were disconnected. Couldn't find the owner. They didn't update the registration. So you need to update your registration. Okay, 7 steps to a happier pet. To prevent animal behavior problems, make sure you enroll your new puppy or dog in behavior training classes. And I think you'll agree that whenever you get a dog, you need to take it for nothing more than socializing. Socializing is very important. Puppy class, learn some general obedience. Sit, stay, down, stay, quiet, enough, when they're walking on the lead. And that makes it such a happy pet, and makes it such a happy household, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that, as a matter of fact, I bet you can get this on humanesociety.org, because I'm reading it from them. Stole their information. I love their site. Okay, this is very important, which leads to the animals in the shelter. Animal behavior problems can be health-related. Make sure your pet has a complete medical exam by a veterinarian at least once a year. It's very important. It doesn't cost a lot to go and have a 1-year check versus what could cost you if something happens because you didn't find it soon enough. And I'll tell you something else. Animal behavior problems is what a lot of the animals end up in the shelter. They end up because the people don't know what to do. Contact your vet and then go talk to a dog trainer, because it could be just a little behavior problem. It could be corrected and you have a happy pet. Prepare for disasters. Make sure that you have a plan for your pet in the event of a hurricane, tornado, fire, or flood. Make sure you know where the carrier is or leashes, and know what you're going to do, because we had a hurricane. And actually, you might want to check with the city of Bowie, because they have a disaster program, and they have there's a couple places that will take your pets too. And a lot of people, when they came with no electricity, they would not leave their pets. I won't leave my pets. I'll stay with my pets. No electricity, no heat, I don't care. I'll stay with my pets. I won't leave them. So you got to plan for that. And plan for your pet's future in case something happens to you. And visit humanesociety.org/petsinwills for more information. So you need to make sure that if something happens to you, what's going to happen to your pet? Are you going to have somebody take it in for you? Because you really need to be careful. You need to take precautions, because that poor pet will be like, what happens? And a lot of animals end up in the shelter because the relatives, I don't want it, nobody talked to me about taking it, so they hand it over to the shelter. And unfortunately, the shelter's euthanasia rate is at least 35%. So that's sad. Okay. Learn how to avoid dog bites and how to prevent your dog from biting by going to humanesociety.org. A lot of good information on your website. We need to check your website. So, and I think hopefully the website will be up there soon. Okay, have a heart, be smart, and make sure your pet is spayed or neutered. See, there again, spay or neuter. So many things like that. It's so common sense, but yet you need to be reminded. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. We got to take another bait for another doggy. Okay. Okay. I think we got another good one. This is a very cute one. This one is Roger. Roger is a beagle. You ever see a beagle? I mean, you've seen a beagle. You've seen them all, haven't you? You like the way a beagle talks? Yeah. Oh, they're very vocal. Enjoy beagle. This Roger is a cutie pie. You're going to hear some cute talking from this little doggy. There's that beagle bark. Hi, sweetheart. This is Roger. Hi, Roger. Roger, say hi to the audience. Yeah. Roger says, I am so sweet. This is a tricolored beagle. He is 2 years old. And he smells something. Look, he smells something. Yeah. He says, I got to smell this thing. I got to smell it. Got to smell it. He's very, very cute and very active. And he's got a cute little beagle bark. Isn't he cute? Look at him. He's so sweet. A male. 2 years old. Look at those beautiful Roger eyes. Is his name, and he is a beagle, a tricolored beagle. Yeah. Considered to be a small dog and a real sweetheart. You will be so impressed with this baby. Oh, he likes his chin rubbed, huh? I bet you he's got soft ears, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, soft.
Soft ears, long, soft ears. Look how sweet he is. Oh, he's so sweet. Guys, you need to come see him right away. A 2-year-old male beagle. Roger is his name.
Good boy.
He's a sweetheart. Come see him. Ah, gotta love it. Isn't he cute?
So cute.
It was very cute. All right, let's get back to legislation because it's so interesting. All right, I think we finished with 2011.
It was a good year.
It was a very, very busy year. Okay, 2012 was no slacker, not as healthy as 2011, but okay, we got some very important things in the 2012. How about we talked about the extension of the Spay-Neuter Task Force. And now we go to pet store disclosure. Tell me about that.
Yeah, this is one, you brought this up earlier, talking about a lot of pet stores get the puppies they sell from puppy mills. A lot of times they have some kind of health issues because of the conditions they were kept in at the breeding facility. And there's nothing right now that requires pet stores to disclose where they get their puppies. So that's what this bill did. It just says you got to tell the consumer some basic information about where the puppy comes from. And if the person buys a puppy that turns out to be sick, you got to give them a remedy. So
wow,
yeah,
that's major. That's major. That's the first step.
Yep.
In curbing the puppy mills. That's good.
Yep.
I'm glad to hear that. Because I know a number of people who, again, lack of knowledge, they feel sorry, they want to save the animal, but they don't understand when they take that animal out of that cage, another one comes right behind it and encourages the puppy mills.
Yeah, and responsible dog breeders will tell you they would never sell their puppies at a pet store. So, because they want to know who's going to buy their puppy, they want to have a relationship with them, check them out, make sure it's a good home. So, most of the puppies that are sold at pet stores come from large-scale commercial puppy mills.
Yeah, so that's very important. Okay. And then, this is an interesting one. I don't know anything about this one. This is poaching. What in the world? Poaching.
So this is a wildlife issue rather than companion animals. But at the Humane Society of the U.S., we work on those. We work on all animal issues. So this was a bill. So poaching is just the legal killing of wildlife. So shooting a deer out of season or violating other wildlife laws. So this is a bill that the Department of Natural Resources wanted that would help them when they're enforcing the wildlife laws against illegal poaching. So we were happy to help them with that.
What do they poach? It's basically like deer and...
Yeah, I think mostly it's deer, but it could be any wildlife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I've heard of the elephants and things like that from over ivory and things like that.
Yeah, it's the same idea. It's just poaching just basically means illegal killing or illegal hunting activities.
Okay, well, another reason to be a vegetarian. That's a whole nother story.
That's a whole other story.
So tell me about the other things. Now I know what you've got here that maybe you're working on some other things like the people convicted of animal cruelty, accountable for the costs associated.
Well, this is something that's come up for the last couple of years, and in animal cruelty cases, when the local animal control agency is working on prosecuting a case, oftentimes they're stuck holding animals, and sometimes it could be a large number of animals. If it's a dogfighting case or something like that. They have to hold the animals until the case is over, and right now they're the ones that are stuck paying for that cost. And sometimes the bill can be, hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on what kinds of, if it's a lot of horses or something. So it's a really critical issue for animal control agencies, is to find some way to cover those costs. I think the best case scenario would be that the person who is being charged with cruelty would give up their ownership so those animals could be adopted out, so they're not having to sit in the shelters for years, sometimes years it can be, before the cases are resolved.
Actually, I go down to Prince George's Animal Shelter and I do these videos and these stills, And I did one of an animal who just got out and is available for adoption. She had been there for 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah. It's horrible to think about
And
that.
and I'll tell you something. A lot of the kennels are taken up by the humane holds. They're there for years. Oh my gosh, it's so sad when you go in there and they have no life but this small cage. And it's a process that it's a certain process that legally has to happen. You can't just take the animal and then take it away. They've got appeals, and they've got to go to court and have hearings, and it's very time consuming. It takes time.
Yeah. Yep.
It's very sad. So that's why we want to try to keep people from being cruel, spay neuter so there's not an overpopulation, stop the puppy mill so people don't turn in all these people, these animals into shelters, and help people, because Bowie Claw has a program, PAS, Pet Assistance and Support Program, where we actually help families who have come on hard times, lost their job, got laid off, whatever, got real sick and can't work, and they can't feed their animals. So we give them pet food, and we help them make sure that they don't have to surrender their pets, because what is more obnoxious and it's worse and putting salt on the wound than having to give up a family member when you're already hurting because you can't afford to do a lot of stuff. I think we're ready for another animal.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. Okay, we're going to go, oh, isn't that cutie? Wait a minute. This one, oh my gosh, this one is so cute. This one is Max Brown. I don't know where they got that name. It's a Shih Tzu Schnauzer mix, and oh my goodness, this dog is so cute. This is Max Brown. I wonder where they got that name. Max Brown is a very, very adorable little 8-month-old Shih Tzu and Schnauzer mix. He is very lovable, and I think he's going to really need some really wonderful human companion because he is so sweet. I mean, he's like too adorable. He's so cute. He's a fluff ball, and his hair is sort of like grayish and black and a little bit of brown, a little bit of brown in there. It's a Shih Tzu mix now. I would guess that his hair probably won't get any longer, but I would say he's going to need some kind of grooming. I think this actually would be a great dog for an allergic person because he's got the hair that grows, and that's a good sign that they're not as allergic. Oh my goodness, because they get groomed, they get washed, and they get their hair cut, so that really helps keep the dander down. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that baby is so sweet. Okay, 8-month-old. Max Brown is his name. 8-month-old Shih Tzu Schnauzer mix, a little boy.
Smart little boy.
He is very smart, and he did sit on command.
Yep.
So they come see me right away. He whines a little bit, folks. He wants attention. Did I tell you? Is that dog cute?
Cute.
Oh my gosh, that dog's cute. Do you know, Bowie Claw's trying to get a Bowie shelter established in Bowie. A Bowie shelter established in Bowie. Okay, oxymoron there. And do you know about 400 Bowie animals go down to the county shelter every year?
I didn't know that.
Yes.
400.
About 400 every year. From Bowie Animal Control pickup, they take them down there. From owner surrender, from citizens picking up animals and taking them down there, and also from Prince George's Animal Control picking up, from 4 sources, about 400 a year. And it's sad because I go down there and I see them. I mean, you see where they come from. I see the Bowie animals all the time. And unfortunately, cats and dogs, and That's just cats and dogs, 400 cats and dogs. That's not counting the wildlife, chickens, roosters, whatever, snakes, fish. But yeah, so we're trying to get that established. Bowie Claw has $100,000 cash ready to give the city. We have a $50,000 additional grant as soon as the city will take on. That means it doesn't cost the citizens a cent. It'll have it established. We already have police trailers. They're vacant. Perfect size for a shelter. We can outfit it. We can actually, with $100,000, $150,000, we have enough to totally outfit it, soundproof it, put privacy fencing on so none of the neighbors will know that there's a shelter there. You won't hear a dog. I mean, how are you going to hear a dog inside soundproof and when he's out walking around to relieve himself? And enough to run it for a few years.
Wow.
Citizens won't have to pay anything. Taxes won't go up. We're trying to talk the city council, and so if city council members, budget time comes again, I know. It's on the CIP page. We tried to get it moved up to the 2012-13 budget, but the council, the majority, voted that they didn't want to do it because the city hall, they finally, after a year of promising the citizens, they have this little room in the basement. It's got 3 little compartments, 3 little chain link compartments that Bowie Animal Control picks up an animal, they can put it in there. And but the thing is, they can't hold it. They got to take it down to the county by the end of the day, by the end of the shift of the animal control officer. So if an owner, if the dog gets out and the owner comes home and it's late, they still have to go down to the county, pick it up. And so you know how animal shelters are. They're very overcrowded. They do their best. They're understaffed. They have parvo. There's another disease out they have now. I can't go, it's similar to parvo, but it's even more contagious than parvo. But they've got that, they've got the exposure, they've got the stress, and we're trying to convince, so viewers, please call your council members. We need the shelter. You guys need the shelter for your pets. Your pets need the shelter. We can't have them going down with the euthanasia rate as high as it is. We need to protect our Bowie pets. So just keep up the good work. Get out there. Call your council members. If you don't know your council member, go on the City Bowie's website. They have the council members. And if you want any more information on it, give callsforpaws70@yahoo.com. Give me an email, and I will be happy to help you out. You could also go into the Bowie Claw website, bowieclaw.org, and get information. Okay, so do we have any plans for 2012 coming up?
Oh, well, hopefully we'll have a comprehensive spay-neuter bill, assuming the task force does its work.
Yeah.
Probably folks have heard about this pit bull situation.
Yeah.
We didn't have a chance to talk about that, but there will probably be a bill to address that ruling and make that a little bit easier.
Yeah. Well, the pit bull ruling is very, very important, and we strongly, I've just been given the cue that we've got to wrap. But I really, if you want to see more on the pit bull ruling, go to our websites, because that is profiling of the animal kingdom. We don't want that. So guys, thank you, Tammy.
Thank you.
I've enjoyed having you. And I'm going to leave you with one word. Oh, the dream thing. I'm going to do it real quick. Please spay or neuter your pets to prevent more homeless animals, because they are a cause for pause. All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their minds wake in the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. T.E. Lawrence. Good night, folks. Thanks, Tammy. Bye.